So it'll be a 22-car starting field. And with that, drivers, start your engines. Ah, what a pretty sight. Ladies and gentlemen, forget about the rest. You're looking at the very best, and we've got them 4 abreast. You won't have to wait. The ground's about to shake as the Hyper Racing 600s go side by side and 3 wide at the Clyde. It's feature time on our TS Chassis First Responder Night. 25 laps the distance. Time to pick out your favorite. Who's going to be in victory lane at the end of 25 laps? Wow, this lineup is stacked with winners top to bottom. Former champ Chris Gerhardt on the inside. The high-sider Bradley Brown on the outside. That's row 1. Ryan Groff, Brent Ely, row 2. Here they come. We are green. It's going to be Gerhardt breaking away with the early lead. Rutherford trying to make a big move on the outside, exiting turn 2. Now he'll do it off of turn 4. Rutherford with a twofer, getting by Ryan Groff and Jared Kunkel. Rutherford to third. Gerhardt leads Bradley Brown, 2 laps complete. Leader by the flag stand, Gerhardt with some separation now over second place Bradley Brown. Bradley's got company. Rutherford is inching closer every lap. About to go to work on the number 23. Jared Kunkel now runs 4th in the 21J. Kunkel closing in on that second place battle. Then it's the 7H of Spence rounding out the top 5. Heath Hanley throwing a slider on Brent Ely. Brent comes fighting back down on the bottom. That's the race for 6th. Oh, Gerhardt slowed up a little bit by lap traffic. Brown took a swipe at him in 3 and 4. And the yellow is out just as Rutherford threw a slide job on Brown for 2nd. Brian Kramer up in smoke. The good news, Brian Kramer out of the car. You see Brian standing there up by the guardrail, examining the 71. Then it's Kyle Spence in the 5th spot. Heath Hanley, the number 5 car, in 6th. 17 of Brent Ely is 7th. 16A of Bollinger in the 8th spot. Austin Quick, Ryan Griff round out the top 10. Here we go. Brown moved up the racetrack. Gerhardt had to back out of it. Bradley Brown, the new leader. Rutherford with a slider on Gerhardt. Rutherford now second. Gerhardt, though, comes screaming back down the back chute to the inside of Rutherford. Heath Hanley making his presence known. Hanley into the top 5, second through 5th under a blanket. Rutherford and Gerhardt side by side as Bradley Brown runs away. Here comes Jared Kunkel, going 2 for 1 on the slide job. He got Gerhardt and Rutherford. Mike will give it back down in turn 2. Jared was ready, crossed him over. Rutherford rather off the bottom. Of turn 4, Kyle Spence waffled the guardrail. Spence is slow and coming to a stop. Yellow at halfway. Yellow at halfway. Yeah. 2 by 2, ready to go, 11 laps remaining. Mike Rutherford is going to go for it out of turn 2. Bradley was ready though. Crossed him over. Rutherford coming after him again. Rutherford leads lap number 15. Bradley back on the attack. Has to lift though. Sliding into the car, into Rutherford. So he lifted Rutherford to the front. Heath Hanley now runs third. Down the back chute, back to turns 3 and 4, Rutherford in command. Beginning to stretch his advantage over Bradley Brown. 5 more times around. Hanley within a car length, now up to the rear, the tail tank of the 23. Hanley with a slider for second spot. It works. Hanley to second. This one may not be over just yet. 3 to go. Rutherford, decent lead. But slower traffic in front of him. Rutherford, Hanley, Brown, top 3. Jared Kunkel, 4th. Aaron Bowinger, 5th. Austin Quick is 6th. Checkered flag to Mike Rutherford. Hanley 2nd, Brown 3rd. We'll get 3rd place finisher Bradley Brown here in front of his car, and nice job, buddy, leading early. But you got to know, I guess at some point in these races, the 2S is coming, the 5 is coming. You're just waiting for them to show up, right?
Yeah, they. As soon as I saw the 2 click on the board right off the bat, I knew I was going to be in for a fight, and I think I put up pretty well against him. He was definitely faster than me there at the end. I got pretty tight, and. Yeah, then Heath, he had a good run on me, got that slider, the stick, and I couldn't get under him in time. So I just got to thank my sponsors, Reanimated Art, Vintage Signs, and we just got to get after it next week.
There you go. You learn a little bit, maybe learn something you can try next week.
Oh, yeah, I learned a lot. Always running with these guys, you always learn something, even though they don't want to show you yet, but they have to. So you just take that and move on to the next week. All
right, Bradley, great job. 3rd place, run for Bradley Brown. Runner-up, Heath Hanley. All of a sudden, there you were. I was calling, I think you were racing, was it Gerhardt or Brent Ely for 6th or 7th for a while, and all of a sudden, there you are in the top 5, and then running for 3rd and 2nd, and this car, did it get better as the race went on?
It did get a little better. It's just we were just sort of pinned in there. There were cars on the bottom and the top, and you're pinned, and we finally got to a place where we could race. First thing I want to do is apologize to Kyle Spence. the contact from me is the one that sent him up there. I turned under him his whole car coming up and made an abrupt move that probably didn't even have to make. So apologize to Kyle. Feel bad for that. But Chris had the car really, really good. Piper Racing, Zartman Erosion Control, Hoosier Tire Mid-Atlantic, the Spar Engine, of course, JP Performance. All these guys help us out. Like I said, we were good. You just can't start 10th and on a track like this too often even get to second. So we had to be good.
And you were. Nice job. Heath Hanley, the runner-up. Wow, 3. Can you find a 125 to jump into yet, you think, or are you pretty well whipped?
I'm too old and too fat for this. I got to thank Gary and Donna Spots. They gave me an awesome car. Earl Fallon, Gould Motors. This Gould Motors Suzuki was humming really well, Triple X chassis. It's nice to be out here, kind of a little bit of an anomaly, and putting it up front.
Nice job, man. It was Slide Job City in that one. The track was really racy.
Yeah, they moved the infield tires in a little bit, and we were able to get a hold of something there on the bottom, and we're able to get some passes without having to throw Hail Mary sliders and kill our momentum. So yeah, I mean, I thought we actually probably would have gotten to the lead a little bit sooner, but the caution kind of came out at the bad time, and Bradley got out front, and we had to run him down. And it's always nice to beat Heath, but he was coming.
He was, but you held him off. Mike Rutherford will get you to sign the cup again for the 3rd time tonight. 3 wins tonight for Mr. Rutherford. Again, Mackenzie Schmuck. Mackenzie Schmuck, you are the recipient of this autographed Chameleon Cup and 3